women from across Guyana are being educated on the Red Plus initiative for a greater role. Welcome to your Friday edition of InfoHub. Here are the other stories we're tracking today. The rule of law and the Caribbean Court of Justice will play a major role in ensuring the benefits of Ghana's oil and gas sector are widespread. Preparations on target for major international civil aviation meeting in November, and GWI working to ensure blackouts do not hamper water supply to consumers. The details of these stories and more right now. Women across Guyana are being prepared to play a greater role in Red Plus. A workshop today saw women from the 10 administrative regions exploring how they can do so. Tiffany Rojas has our first report.
More than 30 women across sectors and indigenous communities are being educated to better understand what Red Plus is and their role in the initiative. The workshop was the official launch of the Forest Carbon Partnership Facility, FCPF, gender process for Red Plus readiness. Minister of Natural Resources Raphael Trotman said it ensures indigenous communities and forestry stakeholders have a voice.
Gender integration can increase ownership and maximize the ecological dividends of forest conservation, including carbon sequestration, biodiversity protection, and ecosystem services provisioning. The gender process recognizes women's and men's specific and individual roles, rights, and responsibilities, as well as their particular use and knowledge of forests and how these shape their experiences differently.
FCPF is a government initiative executed through the Ministry of Natural Resources. Project Assistant Michelle Astwood noted the workshop also seeks to create a women's task force.
We would have women identified from each region who we can use in terms of networking for the project. We can utilize them when we're going out into the fields, because after this meeting, the next idea is to have different cluster workshops around the country.
Red Plus is an initiative to supply financial support to reduce emissions from deforestation and forest degradation. For InfoHub, Tiffany Rojas.
The rule of law and the Caribbean Court of Justice's influence will play an important part in ensuring the benefits of Ghana's emerging oil and gas sector are widespread and sustainable. This is according to CCJ President Justice Adrian Saunders. Here's that report.
Justice Saunders gave his opinion at the Guyana Manufacturing and Services Association business luncheon Thursday at the Bexus Hotel. He said that economic progress that will be derived from the oil and gas sector can be thwarted, or it can be significantly enhanced with good governance and faithful adherence to the rule of law.
CCJ has particular relevance to Guyana at this time, as Sham pointed out. Guyana is currently very well poised for serious economic takeoff. All the indicators suggest that the economic prospects for this country could easily make it the envy of its CARICOM sister states, including Trinidad and Tobago, the envy of some Latin American states as well. The basic ingredients are present for this to occur. All of these things provide rich raw material for tremendous social and economic progress. But that progress can be thwarted, or it can be significantly enhanced with good governance and faithful adherence to the rule of law.
Justice Sanders stated that the rule of law in this sense implies legal accountability, fairness, respect for minorities, the observance of human rights, judicial independence, separation of powers, and equality. Justice Sanders pointed out that ultimately the people will look to the CCJ and local courts for the establishment of proper standards.
In a multi-ethnic and multicultural society as Guyana is, those courts will have a special responsibility to ensure equality of treatment.
GMSA's President Sham Noctor noted that accessing regional markets through the CSME had been very challenging over the past years. He added, with the emerging oil and gas industry, these issues will continue to attract the attention of the CCJ. Also present at the event were Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams, Minister of Public Security, who is currently performing the functions of Prime Minister Kemet Ramchatan, and Minister of Public Telecommunication Catherine Hughes. Seneca Thorne, InfoHub.
The local organizing team for the International Civil Aviation Organization's Air Transport meeting ICAO anticipates some 600 participants from 192 countries slated for attendance in November. In this report, Alexis Rodney tells us that preparations are on target with at least 5 platinum, gold, and silver sponsors on board.
In what is considered to be a one-of-a-kind experience, the conference will be held at the Arthur Chung Convention Center from November 21 to 23, under the theme Promoting Connectivity for Sustainable Air Transport Development. Director General of the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority, retired Lieutenant Colonel Egbert Field, said preparations are well underway. The local team, he said, anticipates at least 600 participants from 192 countries.
We have a national organizing committee which meets every third Wednesday of the month. So that has been moving. This organizing committee is made up of individuals from a number of the key entities which will be helping us in this preparation.
The conference is garnering much support and has so far brought on board Caribbean Airlines, Sol Petroleum, and Swissport. Sol today contributed $1 million towards the conference. Caribbean Airline representative Alicia Cabrera said the air transport company is thrilled to be part of the conference.
We were very, very honored to be considered as a sponsor.
Issues to be discussed at the November confab include the maximizing of economic benefits of aviation in the region, harmonizing regional air transport regulatory framework, and the liberalization of regional and global air cargo. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Mommy, you can't smoke in the room. You can get the baby sick.
She can't get sick. I lock up in this room. She's over there.
Mommy, you never heard about third-hand smoking? That is when the smoke gets into the fabric, like the chair and upholstery, and it still affects people that comes in the room.
First it was second-hand smoke, now it's third-hand smoke.
Mommy, you know I love you, and I want to see you quit. I don't want baby to have developmental problems like asthma and lung disease.
Let's all work together to prevent cigarette smoking-related illnesses.
Thanks for staying with us. Renetta LaFleur tells us that the Guyana Water Incorporated, GWI, is working to acquire more generators so that consumers can have a stable water supply even during blackouts.
At the company's mid-year press conference today, Managing Director, GWI, Dr. Richard Van West Charles, said in large communities particularly, customers experiencing low voltage or power failures suffer water supply disruptions. Therefore, GWI plans to alleviate this.
In our proposal for support from the Government of Guyana, we are seeking to purchase some additional generator sets, especially for, as Mr. Sheiko indicated, the large populated areas, because if the impact in terms of those areas, both from a point of view of security, in some of these cases, if a fire were to break out in these highly populated areas, if we haven't got a generator set there, we are unable to pump if there's a blackout.
In the interim, the water company has successfully placed a number of loggers on water supply systems. These record in real time when the pressure drops in specific areas. Executive Director for Operations at GWI, Dwayne Sheiko, said the team works on a 24-hour shift system and are immediately dispatched in emergencies.
So once that pressure drops, what we do, we dispatch one of the operators to site. He does an assessment to see exactly what is an issue. If there is an issue where it's a mechanical problem or electrical problem and we have to extract, then we move ahead in that regard. But many cases, many times it's just an issue of poor power quality. We have a blackout, we have low voltage, and so on. But at least it helps us to understand what is happening at these pump stations.
GWI's treatment plants and about 15% of pump stations, including those in Diamond and Le Parfait, are already equipped with generators. Renetta LaFleur for InfoHub.
No meal should be boring. Adding herbs and spices can make your food tastier and at the same time boost your health. 27-year-old Rodica De Freitas of Dica's Spices is aiming to boost the culinary arts and your health with her line of locally made spices. Crystal Stahl tells us more.
Offering over 7 types of seasoning to the local market, the young entrepreneur explained the distinctiveness of her business.
They have no algae in them, and also I find it very unique that it's from Guyana. I try to establish that over and over because I want my country to get out there, you know, let persons see that we have greatness right here in our country.
Dica's Spices offers chow mein seasoning, chicken seasoning, cook-up, fish, fried rice, garlic, and all-purpose seasoning. Operating at a solo level, the businesswoman explained her passion for the spice-making business developed in her childhood days. She got it from her mother.
I love being around it. I love the smell, the taste. Just being in it takes over me, you know, and also growing up with my mom and seeing her in the business, seeing how much dedication she had with it and so forth, it gave me that extra boost, you know, to take it and make something out of it, you know, let it stand out, to recognize that there is goodness in Guyana.
Since the business's initial startup at this year's first uncapped marketplace at the National Stadium, De Freitas has been overwhelmed at the amount of persons showing interest in her products. The former Qualfon customer representative said her vision is to have her products in all local shops and supermarkets, as well as to export her products to other countries. She is currently engaging the Guyana Manufacturing and Services Association to take her young business to the next level. Dica's Spices are sold at the Guyana store on Robb Street or at the bridge on 3rd Street, Alexander Village. The businesswoman can be contacted on her mobile 604-7476 or contacted via her business page on Facebook. Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
The Civil Defense Commission, CDC, with support from the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, will be prepositioning relief supplies for enhancing the capacity of Regions 1, 7, and 9 to provide basic assistance to meet the initial needs of the displaced population as the situation of the influx of Venezuelans into Guyana increases. Relief supplies for shelter, water, sanitation, and hygiene are being procured within Guyana to the value of more than $6 million. The CDC will deploy the relief supplies within the coming weeks to the regional administrations for storage and distribution. The relief supplies would benefit an estimated 60 families per region, with a total number of persons benefiting estimated at 900. In partnership with UNICEF, the CDC remains committed to building Guyana's disaster risk management capabilities through stakeholder engagement. In the world of sport, ExxonMobil is the official sponsor of Guyana's Amazon Warriors as they gear up for the biggest party in sport, the Hero Caribbean Premier League T20 cricket.
ExxonMobil's country manager Rod Henson at the Marriott Hotel launch said that the company is proud to be partnering with the Amazon Warriors.
It really brings people together from all walks of life, young and old, both within the country here and throughout the Caribbean. And one of the reasons that ExxonMobil is very happy to partner with the Amazon Warriors is that they have a long-standing, excellent tradition of corporate citizenship. You guys have done over the years many things in terms of mentoring young men and women and motivational speaking, visiting schools and whatnot, and really that's fantastic.
On the business side of things, former captain of the team Riyad Emrit is optimistic of Guyana winning their first CPL title. The Amazon Warriors have made the playoffs every year but fell short of the trophy in 3 finals.
We know it's going to be tough. I think all the teams are very well balanced, but I still think that we have a very good chance of going all the way.
Head coach Johan Botha shares similar sentiments, but said the training camp, which begins today, will play a pivotal role in securing home wins.
There's obviously some Guyanese players, but there's a lot of players that don't play all year round, and then you got 4 or 5 international players that need to get used to everyone, get used to conditions in a very short time. So it is very important, and hopefully we can do that well over the next 5 days and be ready for this first game on the 9th.
Guyana is set to host 7 CPL matches, which include 5 preliminary matches and 2 playoff games. The tournament kicks off on August 8th and runs through September 16. Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
The People's National Congress Reform, PNCR, will be holding its annual commemoration exercise of the 33rd death anniversary of the founder leader and Guyana's first executive president, Lyndon Forbes Sampson Burnham, on Monday, August 6, 2018. Remembrance activities are expected to kick off with a floral tribute ceremony at the Mausoleum Place of Heroes, Seven Ponds Botanical Gardens at 7 hours on Monday. And finally, the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, is urging citizens to exercise caution when answering phone calls requesting personal information under the pretense of being GECOM officials. A release from the commission states that several persons have contacted its office to query the nature of the exercise after receiving anonymous telephone calls requesting personal information. The public is being advised that the commission is not engaged in any such exercise. GECOM is therefore urging citizens to be extremely cautious and not to provide any information to the callers who are purporting to be from GECOM, as their motive is unknown and can be potentially harmful. As usual, we leave you with your bridge and weather reports, and here's a reminder to follow us on our website and social media for more stories and updates. Do have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye.